Welcome back, builders. As was prophesized long ago, the new patch for Solar Nations has come out, and we are going to do another playthrough. I was waiting for this one, and we've got some decent content added, mainly mission trees. Mission trees work kind of like they do in Hearts of Iron or Europa Universalis. It's going to give us various things that we can do to get bonuses or make nations or other things. We are going to play this time in the Twilight of Modernity. This is the suggested playtime, even though I do like that 2025 start. The Twilight of Modernity. After the end of World War III and the Pyrrhic victory of the NATO alliance, the world experienced a rapid realignment of geopolitical standing. Former allies, the European Union and the American dominant, are now bitter rivals, and the former surrounded by the Quadrilateral Alliance. In the east, China is once again broken as civil war grinds to a halt and provincial authorities have taken over. India, having eclipsed its main rival, now flexes its muscle for the first time as a global superpower. It's a time of much chaos and strife, but such times are when great empires are born. Loading in here, we are going to be looking at, he says as he's waiting for it, not an Earth nation this time. We are going to go to the stars. And we are going to play something that is both on Luna and on Mars. We're going to play United Colonies. Cold War in the Void. The fall of the United States sent shockwaves across the solar system as the once uncontested dominance of the USSF was overnight rendered null and void. The United Colonies, a nominal successor to the power of America, has tried to maintain order on the Moon and Mars, but finds its focus split between them, allowing for the reinvigoration of the Lunar Confederation, now Thule, to fill the power vacuum. Also, on Mars, Rivers of Blood. Mars was the foremost target of human colonization during the mid-21st century, and now the planet hosts a thriving geopolitical ecosystem. The United Colonies, remnants of the United States, cling to the old Yankee heartland surrounding Olympus Mons, while the expulsed Red Planet Alliance regroups after being purged following their defeat in Red Revenge. Otherwise, the planet's numerous minor factions vie for control with increasing escalation, as the time when ambitions would be tempered by the USSF's laser cannons is now over. And the United Colonies represent the vast majority of colonial possessions of the former United States in the wide solar system, being comprised primarily of the Armstrong colony on Luna and the Olympus colony on Mars. Under the Republic, these colonies were made safe by the watchful eye of the United States Space Force, which once patrolled the way between Earth and Mars. But when the suzerain was tearing itself apart, its colonies threatened to do likewise. With appendages of the Revolutionary Front and the Red Planet Alliance and the Lunar Red Army took the chaos as a signal to similarly wreak havoc on the colonies. Despite desperate for order and unable to tackle the threat alone, the colonies united and now face a future together and restore the great American Republic like the days of old. Go ahead and select that. Here is one of our new mission trees. Union of Necessity. The collapse of the United States was a great shock to her colonies, who relied on her power projection by the once superpower in order to ward off aggressors. When that faded, so did the peace. The United Colonies formed out of the need to repulse both Thule and the League of Blood, who the colonies of Luna and Mars could not handle alone. However, the threat has passed, and the United Colonies must put their unity to the test to build a nation that rivals the motherland herself. So we can balance between Luna and Mars for special bonuses, and we would like to embrace either Luna or Mars to create a new powerful civilization. So we have a progress bar. If this gets to 0, we go Luna. If this goes to 100, we go Mars. Right now, we are getting some admin efficiency and some unit speed. We have two different interactions. We can favor one or the other. If we favor Mars, we get planetary influence for 10 years and some unit morale. If we favor Luna, we get minus planetary influence, but we get some industrial capacity. We're actually going to go ahead and favor Mars right off the bat. I want to get that on cooldown for a 20-year cooldown, because we're going to do the mission tree for both for the bonuses. So I'm going to need to come out ahead in the end with planetary. So we're going to grab that 10%. That does also give me some research speed and some unit morale. So that's rather nice. We also have an idealistic foundation, plus 10% unity and some extra faction loyalty. If we look at our mission tree, don't look at it on this screen. It is for ants. Whoops. If you click the magnifying glass here, you'll get the union necessity. Feedback for the dev, this is unreadable. This gray on gray text is terrible. You need to put this in white text here, or change the box to white. Also, let me zoom in. I'm an old man. I have bad eyes. I can't read any of this, but we can see here, restore the American Republic. We're not really looking to go back down to the Earth, at least not at the moment, but someday maybe we could do that. United Planets. If we get a total industrial capacity above 3K, then we will get culture power plus 5. Quite nice. Interplanetary transport. We would like to increase the amount of space capacity that we have to 400. That's pretty doable. And we'll get some integration cost and some unity. Luna infrastructure. If we have 8 factory projects, we gain plus 25% education. That's pretty strong. If we have 8 infrastructure on Mars, we gain 5 stability. Martian expansion. If we get to 20 million pop, we get a 25% education bonus. Martian military. We need a military greater than 500,000. We have 48,000 and it's all lunar right now. So that's going to be a bit of a pain. Luna culture power plus 5. That does lower planetary influence. Yeah, we'll look at the rest of these when they become more relevant. But the big ones are belt colonization is a nice little speed bump. That would be quite nice. Martian unification would mean that we become the Martian Federation. We gain some stability. Or the lunar unification, we become the Luna Union. We're going to try to go for the Mars one, but who knows? We'll see where we end up during the playthrough. All right, let's go ahead and take a look around and see what we have. Let's start on Mars. So we have 4 regions. We have one that's kind of cut off and then 3 that are contiguous. I would like to grab this guy here to connect ourselves up just for the ability to move my forces around. I kind of like both of these, but this one connects me in one colonization. So we're definitely going to do that. I'm not going to click it yet though, because we need to go set up policies and whatnot. For resources, we're not stellar. A little bit of iron, some water, some heavy metals, literally nothing. Some lithium and some heavy metals, a little bit of iron, a little bit of water. Over here we have some nuclear fuel, some lithium and some titanium, a little bit of iron. As you can see, we have a little bit of hydroponics and a little bit of steel refinery, and that is basically all we've managed to build here. So pretty barren, unfortunately. We go to the moon. Up here, we've got our spaceport. Again, some steel refineries and some hydroponics, nothing. And over here, we've got a steel refinery, and some hydroponics, and some hydroponics. Here's a 19K army that we have. This is a defensive army with infantry and artillery. And over here, infantry and artillery. So we basically have 2 defensive armies sitting on the moon and nothing on Mars. That's definitely going to be something that we're going to look at. Last time around, we didn't really get into the military stuff. I'd like to do that this time. We're definitely going to have to. I'm willing to lose the lunar stuff, but not early on, because this has more pop, thus more money. So they're going to need to kind of seed Mars for me. Mars itself, this Red Planet Alliance is going to be a big problem for us. They're just going to be in a beat stick, and they're going to want to colonize all my stuff. So hopefully we can prevent that. Let's go through and look at what we got. We are currently a republic with interventionism. We're a liberal society. We're using combined arms. This doesn't make any sense because we can't use airplanes in space or where there's no atmo. So I don't know why we even start with this. That's kind of dumb. So we're going to definitely switch to probably mobile warfare at some point. But this costs stability, and I'm not going to spend it in the early game here. For espionage, we are offensively focused. We could hire someone for 4 stability. That may not be a bad idea. Management, leader experience game minus a whole bunch. Intelligent. How are you intelligent and stupid? That doesn't make any sense. Masterful, a hedonist. Boy, that is not the stellar run, is it? All right, we'll grab Robert Allen. All right, Robert Allen, you are our spy master. I do think I want to spend on that. And you know what? I'm just going to do it before I forget. The Red Planet Alliance, I would like to start building a spy network. And I think for our main Diplo, yeah, take me to Luna. I think on Luna, our main Diplo is just going to be... Who are we more scared of? Thule? They're in 55th or Red Army. It looks like Thule is scarier. So we're going to improve relations. Oh, it's only 50. Okay, that's not so bad. All right, we'll do that with both of them. With Thule and Luna Army, we'll improve relations. I just want the status quo to be here. So, yeah, we'll do that. Colonial policy. This is going to be a really important one. I have a feeling that we're going to be in a bit of a colony race. All right, initial population being higher is amazing. Also could lower the survey cost a little bit. We could have a huge colonial speed bonus from corporate control. I may go for that. Private settlement got us that survey reduction, which is really nice. We may need to reform into that later on, though. Or we could kind of mix the two and go, well, the population and the speed a little bit here. I think we're going to go for maximum speed. We need to make sure we win these colonial races, so we're going to go corporate control for the 25% speed. And we're going to go ahead and just commit to, we want the Ballad of Zion, this zone right here. That's going to connect up all of our territory. If we could get it, grabbing this guy would be handy, or maybe we could grab something over here. Those resources look pretty nice. Another manufacturing area. So, but this is the one I want the most because it's going to connect my territory. All right, we're going to send colonists to that. My main plan right now is going to be to get that and then grab this space stuff that's up here. I'm going to try to hold off. Colonizing multiples at once. But if it comes to it, it comes to it, and I will do it. Okay, we're making 5,000 bucks. That is not a ton. And there's not much I can do about that. Our people are going to be cranky enough that I don't want to fiddle with the taxes, so I think we just need to look to expand. We're going to try to do some light debt spending. Also, policies. Let's see what we have in here. So we're in expansion currently. That's fine. What else do we have here? Construction. So that's integration cost. We don't need to integrate anything until we conquer something. Construction is build speed and cost reduction. Extra research speed, recruitment. Stability gain from factions plus 0.5. I'm really tempted to switch this over to construction. The expansion thing, I believe the integration is when we're going to conquer things. And we're not going to be conquering things for a little while at least. We don't even have an army on Mars yet. Cost 0. You know what? Let's go to construction. Yes. Getting things up and running faster means I can get my return on investment faster. Okay, we don't need conscription. I would love to take our education spending to high, but that's basically half my current income. We can't afford that at the moment. Trade policy, some government spending, fiscal policy. We could go to inflationary. It's a big hit to my stability gain. I'm only making 0.7 and that would cost me 0.5. But again, build cost reduction and project upkeep minus 20%. I'm gonna hold off on that, but we may do that relatively early. We could spend on welfare. That is faction loyalty. Don't think we need that at the moment. And espionage funding. I just can't afford it. All right, that is what that is. All right, we are ruling coalition of the rural and the aristocrats. Interesting combo. Our managers are currently cranky. I'm not going to put any points, any stability into here. Not yet. I want to keep stability very, very high. Now, we don't have the stupid poly crisis from last time, which was absolutely crippling. So we're not starting as bad as we did in that. But I believe that your war wariness, war fatigue is going to come out of your stability. And so I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot of fights. So I want to keep this really high and spend it on other things. For research, we're definitely going to go over to culture. And I want yearly unrest reduction. Yes. And I want privilege grant cost minus 10%. I'm definitely going to be granting some privileges pretty early, so we'll grab that. Then we'll head back over to tech. And just like last time, I think we're going to go for automated factories like just super duper fast. I think we just blitz into that. We only have 11 million population. That is nothing. So one factory is a million workforce. So we will do robotics, yes. Automated factory, yes. This time around, last time we did a lot of genetics. I think we really missed out by not doing all three. So we're going to do some genetics, we're going to do some AI, and we're going to do some robotics. At least that's the plan. We'll see if that manifests itself. We're also going to need military tech a lot more this time, but we're just not there yet. So we will just have to let that be for the time being. All right. Speaking of military, one thing I've noticed is that the land attack uses fighters. We don't want to be building any of this. We are going to design our own unit, but to design units, it costs a little bit of money. So I'm not going to do that till we're ready to actually recruit something. Cultures. Now, this is a weird one. I don't think you can change your primary culture. I think it's based on what nation you're playing. It's a little unfortunate that in this scenario, the lunar, I don't have a choice on what it is, because what I want is, I want the Martian one, but I don't think I'm going to be allowed to spend down here. So that's very sad. I am going to say that we are going to go to social welfare on the moon, or on Mars. This is going to help us with our unrest. If we look around, I am getting 0.1 unrest, 0.9 unrest. Okay, that's not too bad here. And then over on the moon, not getting any, not getting any, not getting any. Not getting any by a lot. Yeah, the moon's happy enough. So it's Mars that has a little bit of unrest, and I'd like to be able to take care of that. I guess maybe we could get away, since it's just the one, maybe we get away with bread and circuses for just here. Well, or what is your cost? Cost me 5 stability to turn you on. Lowers my workforce, adds to my admin efficiency by quite a bit, which is not maxed out. Oh yeah, really is not maxed out. Okay, yeah. Let's throw that on. That'll really help keep this place under calm. Once we get that first tech, that'll already take care of our unrest that we're getting currently. And then for family policy, we're going to go for natalism, which is just giving us 5% pop growth here. And we're doing that specifically on our Martians. Yeah, we're going to let them be for now. Okay. Diplo, we already looked at that. We're going to try to spy on the red planet, and we're going to try to make peace on the moon. Construction, expansion. Yeah, I don't need to look at that at the moment. Our edicts. I don't think we're going to have much that we can do here at the moment. Oh. What do you... No. I hate that. I hate that screen so much. It shouldn't just auto start plopping things. I wanted to click on these and look at them. Okay, yeah, our efficiency is not high enough. 21, 38. We might be able to run taxes here. Would that even be worth my time? 10% bonus, probably not at the moment. Yeah, I don't think we're running any of these. The only one I could think about is maybe construction subsidy. Maybe. But I don't think so at the moment. Okay, let's get out of there. We got 80K that we can spend to try to make ourselves a little bit of money. So we've got nothing here. They have heavy metals. Steel refinery. Okay. This is probably worth it. Let's look. Steel refinery. 548 bucks. It's going to be a little more than that. This screen doesn't really tell you the truth. It's not counting the steel that we're going to be able to sell. And then we don't have any other resources here that give any boosts. What do you cost? 11K. You know what? Maybe we do... Where was that fiscal policy? Maybe we do go to inflationary. We're going to be quite limited by our money, is the thing. 10%. I mean, that's going to add up. But can I take the stability hit? I think we can. All right, you know what? We're going to go into an inflationary fiscal policy. I mean... Fiat currency, there definitely won't be any repercussions for that. It'll be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Here we are going to build steel refinery. Here, the best thing we could build, we have heavy metals, so I believe that's consumer goods. Right? That is manufacturing sector. Oops. Okay, yeah, we'll do consumer goods. We're definitely going to want an electronics factory here too, but let's just start with that. And then up here, we have some titanium for nano composites. We don't have the tech yet, but we do have electronics. You're not even going to be my best electronics, though. I bet you the moon's better. I mainly want to focus on Mars, but right now we just need to make money. So what do we have? Garbage, garbage, garbage. Wow, really, guys? Okay, another consumer goods factory could be useful. Okay, a 4, and a 4. Okay, we're gonna make some electronics on the moon. I feel like there's a song in there somewhere. For 44K, 475 bucks. Do it. All right, that puts us a little bit in debt, and I'm going to stop spending there. We're going to be careful with how deep we go, especially when we're only making 5K. That is spooky to me. All right, what else do we need to look at? We looked at these, we looked at those. The Red Planet Alliance is going to be our main antagonist, I have a feeling here. Yeah, they're the one that's going to probably cause me the most heartache. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Debt warning? Yeah, we sure do. Speed 0.25. We could probably go... I like playing on 0.25, but 0.5 is probably okay too. All right. Anyone else start colonizing around here? Not yet. Okay, and what I also want to keep an eye out on is up here. That's not what I want. You. And nobody up there yet. I think that might be number 2 for us. Or maybe number 3, but either way, I really want that. If I remember right. Send colonists, uses up some space capacity. That's gonna suck. But it just is what it is. I don't remember what the exact extra cost is, but it's something I really don't want to be paying. Okay, look at that. Everyone jumped in here for some reason. They all want this one. And nobody else is down here. I'm very nervous about these. I think... Oh, man. I keep clicking on it thinking I forgot how finicky these are. I think we're going to do it. I don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss it. Okay, I can do two at once at the moment. We do have the speed, so at least that'll kind of sort of make it cost less because we are going to have less time. I want both of these moons if I can. 20 iron is incredible. This is going to be our moneymaker. Okay, they're both going. We got the Ballad and Phobos. Okay, are we good here? Oh, that's like way in the... I was like, what the heck is it? We got a rogue coming in here? It's somewhere else. It's just weirdly zoomed. I want the actual spot. Okay, nobody's up here at the moment. I'm so nervous about that. Let's go to Mars proper. How are we doing on some of those builds? They're done. Let's pause. We're only at minus 4K. Do we have any others? Okay, we could do consumer goods here. That would make me $365. I think the electronics on the moon are worth more. 457 for the electronic factory here. We look at you guys. Like you. Electronic factory. Okay, they all say the same. But that's because it's not taking into account that we're going to be able to sell some of that capacity. This costs 48K. Do it. We gotta make some income here. So we're gonna have to do a little debt spending. Phobos is colonizing a lot faster for whatever reason. I'm not complaining. I will definitely take it. Okay, we're also going to need space capacity, though. This is going to be a continuous problem. Oh, hey, you know what? We could sell that for a little bit of cash. So I think we're going to grab one of the stable orbits, looking to build a major spaceport. Demos, are you cool, man? Are you cool? Yeah, you're cool. I'm so concerned that someone's gonna nab this. One of my test games, one of the AIs just like beelined it. It was just like, okay, well, there you go. All right, research complete. Yearly unrest minus 0.5. Close. We also have some culture ideas. Now this one's very weird to me because do I get the bonuses for these over here? And I would guess no. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how this works. There's a couple nice bonuses here. The admin efficiency would be pretty nice. Some extra tax would be pretty nice. Pop growth 10%. The habitation would be good. But does this only apply to the moon because that's where the lunar Americans live? Or does it apply over where the Martian Americans live too? Because I'm not allowed to spend their traits. And I don't know the answer to that. Immigration poll. Because like something like science, how does that work? Is that just for my whole empire, or is that only where that culture exists? I think we're gonna go this route because that admin efficiency would be useful, assuming it applies, which I'm not convinced necessarily that it does. Okay, and we finished that first Mars orbit. Phobos. I need a steel refinery, please. Gross income, and this is probably way lowballing it, is 3.8k. Yep. All right, and then we have at least one of those, so I'm gonna grab a stable orbit next so that we can get, because this is gonna be a problem at the -30. So we're gonna work on that. And then we'll grab Demos next, and then we'll grab stable orbit B. All right, everyone grabbing stuff up here? Yeah. Maybe we'll grab this one when we finish Ballad of Zion. Or we'll at least attempt to. I don't know why they are continuing. I feel like you should just abort if you know you're going to lose. Maybe there's something I don't understand about that. And we are paying back our debt. We should have a nice little jump once we get that Phobos station built. Age of Unraveling, maximum culture traits +1, clergy faction power base +10%. Instead of the end of history, the apex of the information age instead generated a hyper-complex society where no one save the ultra-powerful truly benefited. For a time, psychological tricks could keep the masses in line, but no longer. The old structures which defined the world since the end of the classical age are unraveling, and a new world is coming into being. I kind of wish that every age had like its own effects. I mean, I guess it gave us that, but I mean like situation. As painful as the Age of Unraveling was, it was cool. It was cool to do that. All right, we're just paying down debts for the time being. Phobos, how we doing? 10 months. We're running all that stuff to make our construction cheaper and faster. Okay, we got a couple different things here. We can add more culture. Okay, we'll continue down this route. We're heading towards the admin efficiency. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to apply over here. I guess we could check pretty easily. We're at 40% here at the moment, apparently. Weird that number changed while I was looking at it while paused. 88%. Okay, keep going. What else did we have up there? We're in debt, yep. And stability is high. Yeah, we like high stability. Man, I would like to grab this. I would so like to grab this. I'm being very disciplined. We may end up losing it, but it is what it is. Oh, I see. They have a giant. Oh no, I guess they're expanding. Oh, he's colonizing 3 things. Wow. Okay. Bit of a space race there. 88%. Okay, Phobos. Yeah, look at that. I mean, we're more than double what we started with. That's something already, right? Now here, I can't raise the steel refinery, but what if we did the... Isn't there an extraction bonus? Where are you at? No, it comes off of you. Or not. I thought there was an extraction. Am I blind? Resource extraction. I'm just blind. All right, 20% bonus to the refining sector, which is already 21. So that would be 2 more for 22k. I don't think we're going to do that at the moment, but we're definitely going to do that in a little bit. All right, patience. Yeah, bar stable orbit A is definitely going to need to build a spaceport, which is going to be very pricey. Okay, more stability. What else we got here? Pop growth. Okay, so the admin effect. So you are at 88%. If we turn you on, let the game play for a second. That is not affecting it, and that makes sense, right? Because that population isn't here. But that means that my culture stuff is worthless until we form Mars. That sucks. I wish the situation at the beginning would let me pick which one I was going to work on. I mean, we can still get some bonuses out of it, but it's not quite the same. Okay, we just finished our colony. I am going to go ahead and send the next 10K. Go get started on that. Oh, they beat me? What? How the heck did that happen? Wow. I didn't notice that somebody came from behind and beat me on that. Ouch. All right, well, a possible early conquest? I must have just missed that. When we looked at it last time, we were so far ahead of everyone. Oh, okay. I guess, okay. Babble's very sad about that. We were waiting on that for so long. 94. All right, Demos. 97. Done. All right, start heading over there. And now I'm like quadruply gun shy that we're gonna lose these. You know what? No, I'm sending it. I want these. I want these real bad. Okay, stable orbit A. U. All right, we are gonna need spaceport capacity badly. Spaceport. You cost me actually not that much, only 10K, although it does have a yearly. All right, get started on that. Yeah, building these up in space are so much cheaper than building these on the planets. Okay, privilege cost minus 10%. Cool. Okay, no one's competing with me. I'm kind of salty. I'm kind of salty that they nabbed that. I don't know how they managed to do that, because I thought we were so far ahead no one could catch up. I would have been happy to spend some infrastructure there if it would have meant winning. Gonna need to pay more attention to this guy. Okay, we're paying back our debt currently. We are losing a little bit here, but you know what? I bet you we could help that some. So we are getting bad things happening. Let's give them NGO dominance. So it's going to make them a little bit more powerful, but it's going to make them happy. I believe if you get above 40%, they're happy. And logistics hub was, if I remember right, a pretty nice building that we're going to want. So let's do that. Now they're happy. Now they won't cause me so many problems. And the ideologues. Culture power. Unrest reduction. Yeah, all right, there we go. A little on the pricey side. A little on the pricey side, but now everyone's happy except for the separatists. Recent election, president has been reassigned. Okay, new culture stuff. Guess we'll take the pop growth. And we've almost paid off our debts. Oh, no, look. Okay, why are they so much faster? Oh, I'm splitting it. I bet you that's what's going on. I still don't have an explanation for that other one. I feel like we were so far ahead. So I'm doing 0.22. Yeah, they're doing double what I'm doing. Red Planet Alliance. Oh, this Red Planet Alliance. Hate them. Hate that Red Planet Alliance. All right, I can't do anything about that. I'm not giving up those other two. The conquest, Mars will run red again, is what I'm feeling. Man, there's much more aggressive on the colonization. I'll give it that. I wonder if the slow colonization thing was fixed AI, or if it was because we were in 2025 and I was beelining and the AI was not. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not going to stop either of these, obviously, so I think that just kind of is what it is. All right, you... Boy, those don't click well, do they? All right, we have level 1 spaceport, which is giving me 20. I'm going to go up to 2, which is my limit. That's going to give us 40. This is the downside, I suppose, of doing what we're doing. Okay, we finished our first piece of robotics tech, which do also give us battle droids. Roger, Roger. I think we have a way around our manpower problems. So we will probably use these guys when we design another unit. We'll make the battle droids and then like tanks or something, and that'll be our offensive unit. All right, just to double check. Yeah, we're going to do the automated industry. Man, I'm even kind of tempted here. 63 months. An extra survey. Yeah, that's 70 something months, 70 something months. Come back here. Infrastructure project limit upgrade. The asteroid harvester. I mean, we remember the asteroid harvester. The century of debt. Entertainment zones. Region modifier +1. Fusion reactor. I'm kind of thinking we're going to go for the extra scan, or we're going to go for some extra weapon. Let's go extra weapons. What do we have? Advanced APCs and advanced tanks. Let's get that. And let's get the railguns. And I think that's going to be my indication that I'm going to build, and then we're going to look and see what the realistic chance of us being able to attack people is. And I think we'll come over here. We'll grab that next. Okay, and then on Phobos making 3.8k is amazing. Just to say. You're not Phobos though. Why you no go to Phobos? Take me there. Okay, so we have... I can't make that go any higher, but I could do the resource extraction. I don't think that the time to pay this back is going to be worth it. Not right now. 20% extra. I mean, that's not nothing, but I think we hold off on that. Especially because we're going to be building out Demos here in a minute. Yeah, let's hold out. Okay, we're not out of it yet. We could build some infrastructure. 5% takes us back into the running. But how many? I can only click that once or twice. As these finish, we will speed up. Nobody has built any. That hurts. Is all I have to say is it hurts. Now we could do some more investment on the moon. I'm going to be looking to maximize our income. We're going to be paying for a military. We also have, with these space stations, some science capability. Another thing I neglected a long time in our other playthrough. Getting that up and running early on, I think, is a great idea. Okay, Demos is almost finished. I want to see what this is going to move from. 0.22. And Demos finishes. It didn't change anything. And they jumped humongously. The heck? How are they that fast? We took the extra speed upgrades. Okay, there we go. Now it updated. 0.5. I don't think we can catch up, though. I'm not sure how many times I can invest in infrastructure. I think our limit right now is 2, so I could boost myself by 10%. That takes us to 37. All right, I'm gonna do this for a little bit of science. Is it 2 that we can do? 1, 2. We can't do any more. Weird that it clicks into space. All right, we'll see if we were able to catch up soon enough. All right, but while that's all happening, Demos gets a steel refinery. And Stable Orbit B gets a spaceport. Yeah, project count 30%. So this would cost us 10K to build. If we build it down here, 22K. Yeah, much cheaper to put that up in space. And we've secured all the orbitals. Maybe that's worth something. Spaceport. All right, hopefully we'll get another 3K-ish out of our mines. What else is going on out here? Anyone else being cheeky? I think this is just out of range, isn't it? Nope, just in range. Okay, I'm not interested in it at the moment. Wait, we were zipping. Let's slow that down a little bit. I don't like playing at that mouse speed. I just miss too much. Okay, we're still in debt. Yeah, if they choose to build infrastructure, there's no way I can catch them. So it's going to come down to if we're at 0.61. Okay, I don't know why that's speeding up. But with 0.61, I think we passed them. I think it's going to be close either way. We're at -8. I don't want to build too much down here if it's not a good building because the automated factories that we're going to unlock, I want to build those when they're nice and cheap. 4K. And there it is. All right, so automated factories. This gives us 1 million extra workers. This is really hard because I can't find a screen that just shows me my income tax. But if we look here, I'm making 5.28 in total income taxes. Let's go ahead and we'll build some automated factories and we'll see that jump quite a bit. So this is only 6.6K. That is dirt cheap because there's like nothing there. And this is going to be relatively cheap. 11K. And you're going to have some industry, and so are you. I think we're going to hold off on those. I think they're going to build industry instead for now. And then let's go to the moon. And let's look at our different places here. Okay, you only have a spaceport. You have some factories. You have factories. Okay, you're not going to get much else. What are we at? -21. Okay, another assembler. We'll do one more. Okay, I believe we just queued up 4 auto factories. We'll see what our income tax changes by when those finish. 2.8 years. Okay. 1 year till our next steel refinery comes up. And less than a year for the next spaceport. I like that we're high there. Also, we could sell off some more industrial capacity for the time being. There's no point in having extra. It's just not how that works. It gets us a little bit more money. Okay, another thing we could look to do is try to get a higher food. 2 is my current max. God, that is horrible, isn't it? We could do a resource thing. I don't even know if that's going to be that much higher, though, frankly. Okay, we are going up in stability. How are we doing in the race? We are catching up. I think we're going to win this if they don't build infrastructure, but we're going to sketch this out barely. And who knows, maybe they're finishing up other colonizations too, so maybe their speed will jump. Okay, so here we built the consumer goods. We have not built the electronics factory. Industrial computerization, resource capacity, and equilibrium. Okay, nice. We're definitely going to build that, but not at the moment. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it in the electronics factory. All right, you... Sure, project build cost minus 20%, but that's only going to apply apparently on the moon, but... Okay, that makes the sting a little less for having to build things there. Now remember, we need 8 infrastructure on Mars. It's going to be a little pricey because I didn't actually end up with the amount of territory I wanted, so we'll have to build it higher. But that's one of our missions. Okay, automated factories are nearing completion. We're currently making 8.94. And I believe we're going to have 4 of these all finished at once, essentially. Or maybe a few of them have finished. All right, so we finished it up. Gives us 1 million workforce. And we're up to 10.3K income tax. So those were worth half... This is worth like 500 each, something like that. I wish it was just a little easier to see what that was gonna give me. All right, and what is your maximum? We don't know. Okay, let's work on the infrastructure project though quick. Well, you're kind of pricey. All right, nope. I need things that give me money first. All right, I'm not gonna do another one though. Gotta let some of that debt come down. Mars stable orbit. All right, we are positive on space fleet capacity. Let's hold off on building that. Okay. Habitations could be nice. Okay, research and university. So university, research sector +2, and research industry, education efficiency, and industrial capacity. Well, that's a research industry. Okay, so what we want right now is a university. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's invest. All right, and then down here... You are my biggest one. I'm thinking maybe some culture. I want to try to get in on these things a little earlier than I did last time. So culture sector level +1. Gives me some extra unity, some other stuff, some assimilation. Sure. Let's get one of those built too. We'll look at the effects of those and see if we can afford more. Okay, my debt right now is about 2 years worth of my income, so I don't really want to go too deep beyond that. We're at 4% debt penalty. How we feeling? We're feeling all right. Not great, but we're feeling all right. Development equilibrium. What is our development looking like here? All right, we have 0.5 cap to finish up. So ways to go, unfortunately. Okay, less than a year to finish up that. Okay, we just finished up another factory. We do have 5 electronics, which is good because that unlocks some stuff for us. Okay, up here, you have the steel refinery and the food. Okay, so extraction, I don't know. It just feels such a waste. I don't think I'm going to do that down here. I think we're going to put those up on the moons. I just don't feel like that's worth it. Okay, we finished off advanced vehicles. We're going to get that handheld railgun next, and then we'll look at bringing up some sort of force here. So we at least have something to help us here. We'll probably drop a defensive one here, and then an offensive one over here. It's going to start out with probably pretty small numbers, which is good. Good for me. We're going to have a lot of industrial capacity. If we have to, we can cut back on these exports. So that'll be one advantage we might have. Making quite a bit on those moons. Yeah, 19. You're making 21. How much is a 100K? Okay, looks like we're gonna win this race. He says nervously. I hope that's the case. It looks like we're gonna be okay. Now, if they decided to buy, he could buy himself 10% right now and guarantee his win. I don't know if I've ever seen the AI do that, but then again, I haven't actually been racing the AI a lot of times. So that's been pretty unusual. We're getting the university up there. I wish it would group these stable orbits together instead of having them in order of settling. Anything crazy going on out here? There's a pirate base, that's about it. Jupiter exists. I guess if you started out here, you could definitely be here for a long time before anyone else could reach you. Yeah, I thought about doing another Jupiter playthrough. I want to try the Tricorp, but we kind of sort of were fiddling with that last time. I figured something a little different would be good this time. But if you're interested in that, let me know. I may consider doing another playthrough of that too at some point. Okay, we're only 3K in debt. All right, do we invest? How much are we making here? 13K off of refining. is it worth 100K to do a scan? Is the question. We could find a lot more iron, making that way more valuable. I would do it up on Phobos. I think we're going to change our colonization plan after we finish here. We'll change it to the one that has the survey cost reduction. Oh, and there we go. And we do have 2 infrastructure there. So where are we at on our mission tree? Oh, we could do another favor. I don't want to rush this too fast though, because I want to take some time in the tree. So if we look here, we need 8 and it looks like we have 4. Is that true? So 2, 3, 4. That is true. Okay, so we would like to build. Yeah, let's. What is the reward from that? Just some stability. I mean, we could use the stability. It's not bad. All right, let's You're kind of pointless to have it built at the moment. All right, so 1. It's just too cheap not to. 2. 3. I think I want this one to have another level 2. Because it does unit movement speed, and this is kind of the middle. I'll have my unit here as its station. Yeah. Okay, and that puts me 100k in debt, so 4 years worth of our income. I gotta keep an eye on this. Yeah, we're moving up to debt penalty 6%, which I definitely do not want. Okay, we did get some research industry going. We have 4 research industry, which is giving us 20% extra research speed. And we did get a culture thing up, which is giving us some extra unity. I feel like those are good investments. All right, also we have extra space fleet capacity. I don't know if it's a good idea to sell this off, but it doesn't do anything for me just to hoard it at the moment. So I'd rather make some cash on that if I can. I wish it just told me what it was going to make here. Oh, no one's buying yet. I see. All right, that's fine. 2.2. I mean, it's better than 0. All right, and here, some culture, sure. Lower the cost by 10%. Can do. Okay, 1.4 years on that build. All right, over here. What are we going to build first? I think we're going to do consumer goods. We also have energy. One of these two is going to be my energy sector, and I don't know which it's going to be yet. That's a very pricey industry to do, but the bonus is pretty nice. If I remember, it's development, and it sells pretty decently too. So a bit of a moneymaker. Okay, so we're not colonizing anything. Let's look at policies. Colonies. I want that minus 25% survey cost. So they should cost 75,000 when I switch to this. Yes. See if that's true or if you lied to me. So here, 75k. True. Excellent. Yeah, 75k. I so want to click that button, but I'm just going to resist the urge. If we got super lucky and there was another like 10 or 20 iron, it would be huge for the amount of value I get out of that. But what are the odds that we're going to hit the jackpot like that? I think right now, slow and steady building industries that I know are going to work and make money is probably the better play. Okay, come on, infrastructure. I'm eyeballing this because I want to click the next one here right away when it's done. Okay, and that should be mission complete when that finishes. Yeah, we got the monument up here. Okay, let's jump. I guess I don't even need to look at these places. So here, we have the electronics factory in. That's the spaceport that's not really going to be able to do too much. Although you have a good iron deposit. You know what? Let's do a steel refinery there. I don't hate that. Armstrong Colony. Could do a consumer goods. Where are you at? Consumer goods. Consumer goods industry. Okay, we're at another 100k. 100k, I think, is what I'm going to call my own debt limit for the time being. And we did finish the new weapon. Okay, so research. We're doing social cohesion 1. Let's pause. We have 8 tier 2 out of 20 to go to the next tier. One of these military ones. Breakthrough and entrenchment. War exhaustion being lowered. All right, let's get you. Let's get you. I don't think I need the morale at the moment. And then back over here. Okay, genetics or AI stuff. Industrial capacity plus 25. Project build cost minus 25. But uses a bunch of neural networking. AI training supercomputer. So I would need 5 of those to support one of these. And ditto for supporting this. That would give me an extra research level, which does have some value. Supercomputer, quantum computers. Okay. Robotics, we have those 2 already. Up our power, possibly. Mass manufacturing. An entertainment zone. I'm not too worried about getting that higher, if I'm being honest. Nano composites, if I remember right, were pretty good. And we do have deposits for that. But I can't do that until we get up here. And we still need 12 more techs. Extra infrastructure projects is kind of whatever. And you really don't do it for me. Let's do the power. All right, we'll let that go. All right, we were going to look at those units now that we have those 2 techs done. Let's do that. So pause again, military. Now, I don't like land attack because it has fighters in it. So it's essentially a 50-50 tank infantry unit. Let's go edit our tanks. So are we using the best stuff? Yeah, so it automatically picked up the advanced tank chassis. We have improved tank cannon. Polarized steel armor. We're using blitz tactics. Damage weight 300, attack 10%, breakthrough. Okay. Entrenching. Do I need my attacking unit to entrench? I don't know. Electronics integration and some recon. Okay. We could add special forces and battle droid. Oh, do we have an entire droid army? Can I have a special force droid? If we get EMP'd, we're going to be incredibly sad, is what I'm going to say about that. So right now, that's 0.33 of a manpower. If we put that in there, it's 0. It's 1 robot. Ah, I see. Okay, we are going to look at doing that in the future, but I don't have a robotics industry right now, and we need forces right now. So cybernetic implants. I don't need extra speed here because they're going to be slowed down by the humans that are with them. Okay, so my tanks at the moment are fine unless I want to add special forces. Which I think we do. I think I would rather have less units and have them be really good. Especially for an offensive unit. So let's add special forces. Apparently I can't save over it, so this is going to be tank type spec ops. Let's not call them that. Let's call them tank type elite. Save as copy. Spend 2.4K. Yes. I like that it doesn't save the name that I type. That really should be fixed. That's kind of a weird bug. Tank type. I guess we will call them Cove Ops. And we'll just save. Okay, at least I can change the name for free. I'd be annoyed if that didn't work. Okay, that's 1. Then the infantry. We have the handout. Okay, so that does seem to be automatically going. Now what I want here These are going to be for my offensive unit. And right now their speed is only 1 and the tanks are at least 6. So that would slow down my offensive army a lot. Let's add advanced APCs. Also, it applies for breakthrough, so that'll be good. And that extra speed brings our speed up to 4. And then, what do you cost? Do you make this cost something I can't afford? Yes, robotics. Okay, robotics looks like it's going to be a military tech for us. So we're definitely going to want to grab that when we can. Okay, we'll add the spec ops with them too. Okay, we could lower our EMP vulnerability. Blitz tactics. Yes. And I'm not going to add extra armor here, I don't think. Okay, so this is going to be a pricey unit, but we've really emphasized the breakthrough, which I believe breakthrough clashes against entrenchment. I think that's how that one works. So these are specifically for our offensive units. So this is infantry type 2 apparently. Let's save as a copy. 6.4K, yes. And then let's edit it. And you are infantry type, offensive, cove, ops. Save. Okay, then we need a new template, and we would like to add tanks, and we would like to add, actually, nope, we don't want to add tanks. Tank type cove op is what we want. Just delete this. Delete, yes, new. I want to add tank type cove ops, and I want to add infantry type cove ops. And I would like this to be a 50-50. What are you doing, game? What are you doing? Why allow me to type and then not allow me to type? How does that work? Okay, there we go. That was way harder than it should be. Just give me a type box and let me type the number I want. Okay, 0.5, so 50-50 tanks and infantry type. And our qualities. We have spearhead tactics for breakthrough and morale. We have reconnaissance and we have screening efficiency. Which I think for screening only applies when we're defending, I want to say, but that's fine. And this is the, we're going to call this the land attack no atmo, because we don't have the planes. Save. Okay, and actually did it correctly. Cool. All right, and then can we train one of these up? What are you going to cost me? I want to do it. You. Doing 5K and 5K. Okay, we're at negative 633. All right, so we're going to need to... We're making 1.3K off of this. I did finally find a way to see that, but turn this down. Okay, there we go. All right, we're still making 700 bucks. That's fine. And I think we're good otherwise. How do I see? I want to see your cost. What do you cost? No, we don't want any of that. Okay, so 665 industrial capacity and then 20 manpower. That's actually not that bad. That's not that bad at all. And then over here, we're going to want a defensive unit. Let's actually go to research. Research. Okay, we're doing a bunch of military tactics. I think we're going to go... Man, who is this person playing Babble's channel? He's researching military tech before he gets annihilated? That's not normal. All right, we'll get the extra armor, and we're going to get the improved artillery, I think, before we get the defensive army. And I would like to move you. Are you gonna play nice, or are you not gonna play nice? Okay, you will allow me to move there. We just started social cohesion. Let's move you there. All right, we'll get the titanium armor. No, I'm not actually going to change that. We'll hold off on that one. But I do want the improved artillery. Then we'll get the military. Let's get both the military techs I'm going to get. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll get the improved artillery. And then when that finishes, we'll build at least one defensive unit over here and probably at least a second one over here. And until we see other people's forces, I'm just going to start with these smallish things. I haven't seen anybody else. How about Luna? We see anybody else over here? Some big chunky boys. I don't love that. I don't love that at all. All right, but as long as they leave me alone for the time being, I'm happy enough. All right, we are broke, so I need to withhold my instincts to start queuing up more things to do. What is it? Oh, what is this? There's somebody in orbit, I think. I mean, we have the only military on the ground. I guess that also makes me think we're gonna need a Space Force too. Yeah, we're gonna need a Space Force too. No one is trying to buy any capacity, which kind of tells me that they're not really throwing space colonies out. Which makes sense, right? But we have it if somebody wants to buy some. Maybe we can make some quick cash. The nice thing about selling something like that is, even if it's your enemies, just cut them off at the most unreasonable time. Okay, I think this might be... I don't know how to get a click on that. Like you. I think it's flying here is what that's trying to tell me. All right, but I'm very glad that we nabbed what I wanted. We didn't get as much of the planet as I wanted. I really wanted this. If we had gotten that, I'd be pretty happy. The Martian Polar Front is pretty big, as is the Red Planet Alliance. Makes me nervous. Also, robots. Robot assembly plants. Those battle droids intrigue me. Although this is pricey. 118,000. Yikes. Yikes, yikes. Digital assembly gives me electronic sector +1. That would be better over on the moon. Oh, did we finish our mission? We didn't get a pop-up or anything. Oh, okay, another piece of feedback. I'd like a pop-up for that. Is that something I can change in settings? Notifications. Okay, I want a pop-up for... Yeah, give me a pop-up for diplomatic messages. Will fall. Okay, I don't know what the default is. That's useless. Tell me if it's a notification or a pop-up. Nuclear ultimatum refused. Oh my. Okay, war declared. I'm not allowed to change that. That's a pop-up. I want mission success. No current mission. Let's try that as a notification, maybe. I don't think that's actually it, though. Okay. Useless. Get me out of there. Okay. Last things before we end up today. I'm going to go into my policies. And I'm going to start spending low on espionage. Yes. And I want to spend on... Is that not where we do education? Okay, so we're in instruction. Yeah, education spending. I think we're just going to bite the bullet and do it. It's up to 3.3K, but do it. It's going to take time. Yeah, look at that. Base education, 60%. It's going to take time for that to work its way up. Hence why I want to get that going now. All right. What else can we do here? A critical... Okay, I don't think we need to fiddle with any of that. Nope, you're fine. All right, so we have raised our education levels. Let's do a quick check on... Look at that. Oh, we are so stable. Not being in the poly crisis. Oh my gosh. Literal high negative numbers. In fact, that's so good. Let's go into our population. Let's go to the Martians. They don't need the social welfare anymore. It is helping my admin efficiency. Are we still struggling with that? Yeah. Yeah, we are. I wish this would... Telling me maximum value 100%, but then not summating how far above or below I am doesn't help me. Am I at 125% so I can turn this off without having to napkin math this? So we're at negative 20, positive 20. Okay, we're definitely... Losing 25% I feel is gonna give me a little bit of a hit. All right, let's try turning it off. So social welfare. Yeah, we can't re-education them apparently because they're accepted. Free enterprise, more education, some more taxes. University project efficiency 100%. I'm not sure I can swing any of these. The tax base and education seems nice. Let's try that. All right, how horrific is that going to be? 91.59 on this. So can we make up the difference via an edict? So I need some admin efficiency bonus, not penalty. Most of these are going to be admin negative, it looks like. Yeah. All right, not helpful. All right, I guess we're just going to eat that. It's just a straight up penalty to my taxes, I believe. So pretty painful, but we survive. All right. Speaking of surviving, we survived this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this, the United Colonies with a Martian bent. I'm pretty excited to hop back into this and see how it's been evolving. There haven't been a lot of patches. It's been just pretty much the big one. But yeah, I'm fine with that. It's a solo dev. So we do have our offensive unit. So hey, we're already ahead. We're ahead in that aspect. Maybe we could look at doing some fighting. Red Alliance is probably the one that's the scariest, so he's probably who I'd like to fight. Although, conversely, bullying a little guy and taking his stuff may not be a bad idea either. So let me know what your thoughts are on that one, and I will see you guys in the comments there. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to leave a like on it. I know this was a pretty popular series. I hope you've enjoyed this one too. Do not subscribe to help I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have you back again. Want to support the channel? You can always leave a super thanks here. Join me live for a super chat. Consider becoming a member of the channel or checking out the Patreon. Members of the channel do get early access to videos I'm recording. Right now, it's going to be this series and Cataclysm, but it changes just depending on what I'm working on. So if you want to get in early, or you're just really excited to see a video, or just want to support the channel, that's a great way to do it. All right, builders, I'll catch you on the red planet. Babel out.